Howdy, folks. I'm Brian,
I'm Amber.
and here's some Reddit. Alright, our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Overreacting? About how everything went down on Mother's Day. And this is it. This is a doozy. And there is a content warning on this one. This one does mention the death of a spouse. My friends and my husband both state that I'm overreacting here and that I never felt more invalidated in my life, so I need some unbiased feedback. I have two sons from my previous relationship, 9 and 12, and I've been with my husband for 8 years. My children's father passed away 6 years ago in a car wreck, and my husband has since made multiple points to bring up adopting my children. I only bring this up because one of my friends, who I've now cut off, stated that they aren't technically his kids, and this is why she states that I'm overreacting. He calls my kids his babies. Well, anyways, I've been pretty mentally depleted and pouring from my empty cup for some time now. I'm just overwhelmed and I feel like everyone, including my husband, expects me to fix all their problems, and it's becoming a lot. Like, my husband is constantly asking me to come up with solutions for him and then the kids on top of that. I just needed a break. So on Mother's Day, my husband watched the kids while I took a nap. You would have thought that I was in a freaking coma or something like that because I laid down at 11 a.m. and I didn't get up until 7 p.m. Clearly, I needed it. When I woke up, well, I will admit that I was immediately peeved. I didn't smell dinner or anything, so I asked my husband if he had made the boys anything to eat, and he said that he just gave them a cup of soup and versus making dinner. So not only did my kids not eat the food that I had specifically unthawed because my husband didn't feel like cooking, he hardly ever does, but I also didn't have any food when I woke up. I just thought it was incredibly selfish and inconsiderate, mainly due to the fact that he didn't want to cook because he was playing video games. I didn't get any gift cards or anything like that. All I did was take a nap. So I was trying to push this out of my head and not make a big deal out of it, like desperately, because I just felt like once again, another day I was supposed to be dedicated to appreciating me didn't turn out this way, but I was not trying to see it that way. Well, then everything went down because I say that I'm going to get myself some food because I was starving, and my husband immediately asks me to go get something for him too from a different place clear across town. I make a snarky comment about how it's Mother's Day, you should be going for me. So he starts huffing and puffing about this because he's still playing his video games, but he gets up to go. He came back with something that I didn't even want because he thought I would like it. And later admits that we didn't actually have money for the thing that I wanted, steak and shrimp, which is kind of pricey. And I asked him how we didn't have the money because we had over $400 in the bank the day before, and he tells me he sent $250 to his mom so that she could pay for her car bill, and a bouquet of flowers, which cost him $40. Again, all I got was a nap. So I was kind of mad. But like I said, everyone is saying that I'm being over dramatic about this, and I'm being a jerk for blowing this out of proportion. Am I the jerk?
No. Uh, and you need a new husband and new friends.
Maybe you should have gotten a new husband for Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
that would probably be
That would have been an appropriate gift here.
like. I mean, nothing. He could didn't even have the kids draw a card, and like the 12-year-old is old enough that he probably should have taken the initiative on his own.
Yeah.
But like, if it sounds like this happens year after year, and so the kids aren't in a habit of doing anything, like she says again, like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
happens every single year.
I just feel bad for this poor
I
woman.
do too.
Like, she sounds like she's constantly doing all the stuff
Mm-hmm.
and she has to do all these responsibilities. And the one day of the year, like, if this is how she is expected to behave on the one day of a year where she's supposed to have, like, a day off, for instance, what is it like the rest of the time?
Exactly. Like it sounds like he thinks he's making such a concession to be looking after the kids,
For a day,
for a
like,
day, and he's just playing video games the entire time, and he can't be bothered to make them dinner.
yeah,
He can't be bothered to make OP dinner or
yeah,
get her dinner,
yeah.
because he's playing video games, and that's more important. Like, what does this man actually do for you, OP?
That's a good question. It doesn't sound like he does a whole lot except for like throw temper tantrums when he has to go out and get food.
So, yeah, I definitely don't think you're the jerk.
Yeah, I would really have a hard time blaming OP in this one. I mean, oh my goodness. Maybe you should get a bigger, more permanent vacation from him.
Yeah, yeah. Our next story is, am I the jerk for taking family photos to send out without my actual mom and stepdad and with friends in costume as them after they took their family photos without me?
I love this. I
This
love
one is
this
this is
so
a
much.
fantastic story. I was born to a teen mom. My mom had me at 17. She later married my stepdad, and they had my siblings who are 9 and 12, respectively. I'm 18 and in college now. Before Easter, I was at college, and I found out that my mom and stepdad took family photos without me for the cards. My mom said it was just because she needed them printed in time and I was at college, but college is only 25 minutes away, and I feel like my stepdad is resentful that their family includes some other guy's child. He also described the photo as one of close
Yeah,
family,
close family.
but then backpedaled and said I just wasn't as close physically because I'm at college. So I decided to play a little joke. I took my younger siblings and two of my best friends to the Walmart photo shop, and we took deliberately cheesy family photos, all wearing blue jeans and jean jackets. My friends dressed as my mom and stepdad. My female friend wore a bald cap to be my stepdad, and my male friend wore a wig and denim dress to be my mom. My friend is really talented with makeup and honestly did a great job making them look like them. We took a bunch of pictures with props and picked a favorite of all of us standing in silly action poses wearing raccoon skin hats. Between the makeup, the hair, and the big hats, we all agreed my friends looked like my parents when the picture was postcard sized. It was honestly a really fun photo, really different than the serious ones my family always takes. I had it printed on cards and signed them with love, the family name. I swapped the cards and the envelopes my mom had prepared and resealed them with the sort of stickers she uses. Apparently, a couple of my extended family members didn't look hard enough at the pictures to notice something was off and just displayed them. But a few people mentioned to my mom that the picture was funny, which annoyed her because she thought they were talking about her very boring photo of all of them sitting on a picnic blanket with a giant Easter basket. Then my aunt sent a photo of the card to the family group chat and said, "This is you, isn't it?" And the gig was up. My mom was furious at me for sending out the joke cards and embarrassing the family,
Yeah.
and also for not sending the cards she had made and wrote in.
The only thing embarrassing this family is the parents not including their actual child.
Mm-hmm. I told her that I didn't get why she was upset about being left out of the family photo. Apparently, it isn't a big deal to be treated like you're not part of the family. She said that I was making a mockery of her and my stepdad by having cross dressers be in the photo. I said that I just wanted a photo with my close family, just like my stepdad did, and I consider those friends of mine my closest family, because I guess that's just something we can choose now. My mom got mad at me, sassing her that she told me to leave and I went back to college. Am I the jerk for pulling that stunt with the Easter photos?
No.
Yeah, OP, you are 100% not the jerk here.
Oh, this is
And
such a good way to handle this situation.
it is. I mean, and it does absolutely sound like your stepdad does not see you as part of the family and wants you to like edge you out. He doesn't like that you're not his bio kid and doesn't really like you in that respect, and that's really sad.
Yeah, I think this is super sad. I don't understand why they're acting this way, and I really hope OP ends up, like maybe they'll see the error in their ways here, or on all likelihood they'll just continue to be jerks, and OP will eventually have to go no contact with them.
Yeah, we can hope this will at least show them, like people don't like it when people show them their faults and their
Yeah,
flaws, and
yeah,
so hopefully their big reaction is just upset now, but that it can kind of set in that like, oh, I'm actually treating my daughter as if she's not really family.
yeah,
Like your stepdad's being a jerk, but your mom's also being a jerk by
yeah,
not putting her foot down and standing up and saying no,
exactly.
she's our kid too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're 100% justified, and that was a great way of handling it.
All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your tea, or if you're a trader like Amber is, grab your water.
It's too hot for tea today.
I'm just kidding. Anyone who's drinking water right now, there are people who drink water every day. You're not a trader. Please.
Or join me on the dark side with water. We have water. It's not a very exciting dark side.
Yeah.
Although I am wearing my Easy Bake Coven shirt today, so which is all messed up on camera, but it's a very cute shirt.
You want to
Oh,
tell the jokes?
I will tell the joke. What did the cannibal say when he saw three hunters driving up in a jeep?
Hunters? I don't know what.
Ah, Meals on Wheels.
Oh. But why hunters? I don't get that. Why? When is it just like a family driving up the lodge or something like that? Why does it have to be
Don't know.
hunters? Maybe hunters taste better to cannibals.
They could.
And I have Earl Grey. All right. Our last letter is titled, Am I a jerk for calling the police on my neighbor after she keyed my car because of the books that I write? I'm a single woman in my early 30s and I'm making a living writing and self publishing adult fiction. And by adult fiction, I mean adult fiction, where the majority of the plot being steamy. And I don't typically tell people what I write, but I do tell them that I write books for a living under a pen name. And if you're questioning my writing abilities, I have an editor to correct my mistakes. And I'm not hiding it per se, but I'm not telling everyone that I meet what I do for a living, and none of my neighbors knew, only a bunch of friends. Well, I live in a house alone. Pretty much all of my neighbors are either young families or retired couples. My next door neighbor is a young couple, and we've been polite to each other, but we really haven't been close or anything. Well, lately, the husband, let's call him Roger, became very friendly towards me, which I tried to ignore, but he's been getting a little too flirty for my liking, and started to avoid him. They had a barbecue over the bank holiday weekend, and I was taking rubbish out to put in my rubbish bin. Roger looked at me, waved, and said hi, and whispered something to his friend, and they both watched me very carefully, which was incredibly creepy. What about that could possibly be creepy? On my way through my garden, I saw Roger's wife, Delilah, leaving the house with her friend, and they both looked at me with disgust and whispered something to each other. It was weird, and I hurried back inside. The next morning, I found some religious leaflets put on my letterbox. They were just printed on normal paper and with a warning about lustful behavior leading to hell, etc. And threw them away, but kept finding similar leaflets put in my letterbox for the next few weeks. Well, since I'm working from home, I decided to see who's leaving these leaflets. To my surprise, it was Delilah. I decided to confront her and ask her to please stop putting religious leaflets through my door. Despite me being polite, she was not happy. She told me that I should rethink my life because what I was writing was disgusting. It's pretty vanilla, and she found her husband reading it at night, and you can imagine what he was doing. Well, I told her to stay away from me and discuss this with her husband, and I closed the door in her face. I don't know who, but someone told them what I do for a living. A day later, I found the word inappropriate painted on my door. And a few days later, I caught her keying my car. She was almost done with the word inappropriate. Well, I called the police on her, and since I installed cameras after the first inappropriate incident, she is being taken to court over keying my car. I talked to my other neighbor. She asked about the police about it and told them that I went overboard. That Delilah was clearly insecure, but she's a lovely woman and a great mother, and I should have talked to her instead of calling the police and give her a chance to change her behavior. Am I the jerk for calling the police and not giving Delilah a chance?
Not the jerk. I mean, first of all, OP did ask her to stop,
Yeah.
and she just ramped up her behavior. Secondly, it doesn't matter how nice a woman she is to your neighbor or
She was keying her car.
Well, I was gonna get to her how great a mother she is. Although, if these are the kind of messages she's sending her kids, like probably not a great mother either.
Yeah.
But she was doing criminal activities. It doesn't matter what else there is. If someone is keying your car, that is, they're messing with your property, you are entitled to call the police on them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's exactly this. And I mean, the point of the matter is that Delilah was over here in unapproving of OP's actions, and she could have not escalated this. Like, she made a conscious decision to escalate this and to carve some kind of stuff into OP's car because she was upset with her husband's behavior, right?
Well, and like they also I don't know their specific beliefs, but a lot of these places have this nonsense about, well, men can't control themselves.
Yeah.
It's up to women to control the men, a type of to cover yourself, don't do naughty sinful stuff because
Yeah.
the men can't help themselves, and that's not
No, it's
true.
not.
It's
It's
not a
not a
good
helpful. It's
message,
not a
but
helpful message, and it's not a good message. And also, like, this man was leering at her
Right, that's the other thing is
beforehand.
he is being a huge creep. Like what he is doing is completely inappropriate. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way he and his friend are like leering at her and like that is just completely inappropriate. Like he does need to cool his behavior,
Yeah.
not his reading material necessarily, but he needs to not like treat other people like his like personal fantasy type of thing.
Yeah. I just don't. I feel bad for OP because
Mhm.
like they had a private part of their life kind of exposed, and
Mhm.
hopefully OP can regain some kind of privacy here, or maybe even
Mhm.
take more steps in order to prevent further people from finding out. Because it seems like people just can't handle themselves when they find this kind of stuff out.
Well, it's really unfortunate because like there's no shame in writing, erotic romance.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like OP's writing. There's no shame
Mm-hmm.
in that. You should be able to publicly tell people what you do. Not that
Yeah.
you have to, but like it's really sad that, you know, people learning her occupation has like the weird things they do when they learn her
Yeah,
occupation.
well, what happens if OP had been, working at a an adult like establishment or something
Right.
like that too, right? Or any number of things. So would they have still done this kind of stuff, right? And
Oh, probably the
I
neighbor would
imagine they
have.
would have, these kind of people need to stop. They need to realize that other people don't share their belief systems and allow people to have their own religious beliefs and not try to impose it on other people.
And if you don't like what your husband is reading, you need to talk to him.
Yeah.
Not just go like harass the people who are
Yeah,
writing stuff.
not key someone's car. That's the last thing you
Exactly.
need to do. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider giving me a like, and if you didn't, consider giving me a dislike. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to Amber for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Happy Friday, Junior.
Happy Friday, Junior.
I hope you're all having a great week so far and winding down. What's that?
We have to tell people when National Amber Day
Oh,
is.
yes, people were wondering about when National Amber Day is.
It's May 29th. That's my birthday, so that will be National Amber Day.
So if you want to celebrate May 29th, yes, that will be a National Amber Day. All right, folks, we'll see you all next time, tomorrow.
Bye.